Hey guys, this is Ron from Hard to Deter Men here, and you should know who I am by now. We try to say our names in the beginning of the videos so we can keep each other separated. Now, I gotta shoot a video later today, and this is my intro, and I would like to recap the first month of Hard to Deter Men. It feels like it's been a little bit longer than a month, but it has not. Our journey started on 1/1/24, and this is where we're at. And I'm going to go over some things that we've learned, things that we change or have changed, things that we are thinking about changing, our routines, our schedules, and all that in the remainder of this video. But first, I got to get me another notebook and take some notes. My previous notebook that I had for writing things down seemed to have gone down the washer hole. Left it in my pants. It's gone now. So, I'll jot some notes down and then I'll tack this to the front of the video, and y'all have a good day, and I hope you enjoy this video. This has been month 1 in review, and this Hard to Deter moment, brought to you in part by Ron. So as the first 31 days comes to a close, I am going to go over some of the pros and cons of what's been going on in my life and how this has been affecting me personally. So I'd like to start off by saying that due to the lack of carbs, for the most part, I feel better. I don't have as many aches and pains that I had before. Like randomly I would eat, I don't know, let's say some pizza. I like pizza a lot. I'd eat some pizza, and it would not only make my gut feel like I was gonna crap my pants, but the next day I would always have some kind of a weird ache or pain that I didn't have the day before due to inflammation. So that's subsided. I don't have that nearly as much. Every now and then one of my knees will feel kind of wonky or feel like it's just gonna fall out. But I think that's just because of the amount of exercise that it's doing now that it wasn't doing before. My cardio is getting better. Just walking around doing everyday activities, I don't feel like I'm having to suck as much air. My resting heart rate's getting a little lower due to the exercise we've been doing. So that alone is helping out tremendously. Some of my mental stress has gone out. My mental fatigue, my mental blocks. I still can't do a stinking cold plunge or an ice bath. Not quite that far advanced yet, but one thing at a time. But just as far as being so stressed out day to day, I feel like I sleep a little bit better at night, knowing that I've burnt that negative energy out. That's a big plus for me. I deal with a lot of stress at work. Some of it's self-imposed, and some of it's due to the lack of other people's willingness to participate in the job. So I'm doing better at that aspect for sure. That's a big thing for me, is just coming in and being able to just let some of this go, you know. So those are just a few of the pros that I can think of right now. Maintaining my weight, I'm still within my window of margin for error there. I've been bouncing between 158 and 162 seems to be my average right now, which I know I'm not fat. Man. Maybe it's not fat for you. I didn't feel good at 180. I didn't. Had a lot of extra pains and whatnot I didn't like. So let me stop here, and then I will splice in my cons that I found out from diet and whatnot, and we'll go over that. Alright, so let me turn this AC down some here. Some of the cons that I figured out in the last 31 days of this life are there's not enough time during the weekdays. I seem to be running out of time. And what I mean by that is our alarm goes off between 4:45 and 5 a.m. Excuse me again. And we get up. I normally don't crawl out of bed until about 5 a.m. We leave the house at 6:30 a.m. Going to work. Sometimes I get off between 5 and 6. Then we go to the gym. We try to get 45 minutes to an hour in, depending on what we're doing that day. So now you're talking about 7:30 getting home. If supper is not already made from the night before, or there's leftovers, and we have to cook a new meal, now you're pushing bedtime out till 9, sometimes 9:30, even before supper's done. So that seems to be an issue we got to conquer, especially on gym days. Gym days seem to be a real hindrance on feeding times because, like I say, if we can't make supper beforehand, whenever we do finally get done, even if it's just grilled chicken or baked chicken or air fried something, that's still, it takes 40 minutes in air fryer to do some chicken breast. It takes 30 to 50 minutes in the oven. So you're looking at an hour minimum. We don't leave appliances on while we're not home, so we don't put chicken in the crock pot and then go to the gym. That's not what we do. We don't do that. We like to do our food while we're there supervising it. So we still got to work the kinks out of that. Also got some nagging injuries that have come back to light. One of them is in my forearm, which affects the way I can do arm day. And I got a right quad problem that flares up from time to time. And it's not been as bad since we've gotten back into, I started out doing lightweight exercises, just high repetitions. That seemed to help out for a little while, but now I'm starting to bump my weight up because it's been a month of, getting back after it. So I'm trying to bump the weight up, and I've noticed that quad injury is coming back to bite me a little bit. But that's not really a big deal. What is a big deal, though, is I seem to be running low in the energy department sometimes. And I run out of gas before the end of the day. And I don't know if that's just from the calorie deficit compounded by going to the gym. We don't really half work out when we're there. We go in, we take 30-second rest in between sets, we get our sets in, and we get out of there. Because we don't have a whole lot of free time. So the food choices are also difficult because trying to eat clean, good food is, one, it's pricey, as everybody should know by now, and there's a lot of bad options available, and that really is a problem. Sometimes I lack the willpower to say no to a cheeseburger. I know a Whopper's garbage, but if you time it right, it's probably the best thing you've had all day. It's part of it. So we're battling with that. I'm battling with that, mainly. I think Tony's doing his part pretty good. But my diet, I could probably make a lot more gains if I'd buckle down on my diet. It's just difficult. It is difficult. So we're going to make some adjustments in the future going forward here. I'm going to try to sit down and draw up a gym dedication route here, so when we get going to the gym, we know what day we're going in to do what. And a lot of times if we go to the gym, we work out whatever's not sore. So if we do arms and chest today, we'll do legs and all tomorrow. And then the third day, we might do a whole body workout if we're not sore. My wife and I are going after two different goals, and we're working on that together. So we do a lot of changing the pins around, because we try to use the same rotation on the machines. So, we only got to wipe it off once instead of twice. She'll use it while I do. If I'm doing leg raises, she'll do hamstring pull downs because the machines are side by side, and then we just swap it. And then we'll clean them off and move on to the next set. So we just adjust the weight accordingly for what we are going for here. Other than that, I can't really think of too many cons. Trying to film a lot is kind of a hindrance. I'm not real good at that. I did some things over the weekend that could have been recorded, but sometimes I feel like I record too much and I'm burned up too much time trying to record something, so we don't do a lot of that. I'm doing way more now than I was a month ago, I can tell you that. So anyway, guys, this video is getting kind of long now. I think we're going to be up to like 10 or 11 minutes on this month-end recap. So as far as adjustments, I think just trying to adjust our diet and coming up with a good strategy for the gym on our gym days. And we don't really have dedicated days off. If something happens to work out to where we don't have time to go to the gym for whatever, housework's getting behind, supper's not going to be done, and we're going to stop and grab trash on the way home to eat, I think we're going to try to change that up a little bit and do either some meal prepping or just make better conscious decisions about what we're buying. If you don't buy the junk, you can't eat the junk, you know. So moving forward, we'll keep you all updated, and I'm going to splice this video together and try to upload it now instead of waiting until later. It's probably going to take a while, being it's going to be like a 12 or 13 minute video by the time I get done. So anyway, this is Ron from Hard to Deter, and I have been deterred sometimes. I try to be open and honest. I need to get my my reprimands in from being bad, and maybe if I do fall off track or whatever, maybe I'll film that in a short so everybody can see me being a gluttonous man. I was going to say something else, but it involves curse words, so I'll just keep it to myself. I try to keep my cursing down to a minimum just to be respectful of everybody else, but I do enjoy my curse words. Anyway, this is Ron, Hard to Deter. See ya.